Hey folks, how are we doing tonight? Good? Thank y'all for coming out. I think it's amazing to hear that this is the biggest crowd since COVID. That's incredible. I play a lot of these types of coffee houses up and down the East Coast and into the Midwest. And I kind of say this every time, and I have a very limited amount of time, so I'll make it quick, but it's really lovely to see people coming out and supporting artists and supporting songwriters and independent artists and places like this, and for Rose Garden for making a space for artists like this. So I'm very, very grateful to be here. As mentioned, I'm coming up from Philadelphia, but until as of November, I live in Philadelphia, but before that I was in Nashville. And one of the things that I kind of discovered while there was the joy of co-writing and writing with other people and collaborating and going back and forth and throwing things around. And this very first song I'm going to play is a song called As Is, and I wrote it with a friend of mine. It was the very first song that we wrote together. And we sat down, and he asked me what was on my mind, and I had this phrase, as is, and kind of thinking through when you go to like a Goodwill or a yard sale, and it says, you can buy this thing, but you're taking it as is. I had that in my mind about like me as a person. Like I want to find people in my life, whether it's friends or a partner, who are taking me fully as is, as I am right now, not trying to change any of it. And so we wrote that. Thank you. I'm not a morning person, and I don't plan to be. I drink too much Diet Coke, deal with anxiety. When I was 12, my parents told me they were splitting up. And ever since I've had a complicated view on love. I've always hated standing still, but for you I will. If you take me as is, I can promise my heart and my time, my soul and my mind, just like this. If you love me as is. I'll do the dishes since you hate washing those. Long as you can understand, I don't like folding clothes. I know I can be stubborn, but darling, so can you. So when it comes to compromise, we'll have to talk it through. I like being alone, but for you I'd share my home. If you take me as is, I can promise my heart and my time, my soul and my mind, just like this. If you love me as is. I'm not perfect, but who is? This is what I've got to give. So take me as is. I will promise my heart and my time, my soul and my mind, just like this. If you love me as is. Thank you. So I'd definitely be remiss not to mention, before doing my second song, that I released a new album on May 1st, and both of these songs that I'm playing are on that album. It's called Both Sides, and it's been inspired by Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now, which is on the CD. It's one of my favorite songs and one of my favorite covers to do when I'm playing. But it kind of just explores the dichotomy of life and all of the ups and downs and the goods and bads. And it's kind of a picture of what I've been doing for the last 5 years and the growing and the learning and kind of what's shaped me to be the person that I am in this moment right now. So that's out there in the world if you want to go find it. But this song, it kicks off the album. It's called Raised by a Woman, and it's for all of the strong women in my life and all of the strong women that have raised up the people in my life. Stirs his heart like a fresh pack of strings on his guitar. Nothing makes him cry like a sunrise over Montana, 'cause he was raised by a woman who did everything to get him out of her town. He was raised with the reckless ability to believe he could live anything down. Born into a family that needs chaos like robbers need to run. Fathered by abandon, set out to chase dreams like moons chase sun. But he was raised by a woman who saw everything to get him out of her town. He was raised with a sense of maturity that nowadays don't often come around. Oh, her handprints on his heart. Oh, honey sweet and whiskey smart. Joy from little things. Oh, and he loves me more than anything. Stubborn like a blood stain, set on making his own mark. Wild as the summer rain, turning Nashville skies in minutes dark. But he was raised by a woman who risked everything to get him out of her town. He was raised to take his own responsibility and never let that fiery woman down. Oh, her handprints on his heart. Oh, honey sweet and whiskey smart. Oh, he takes his joy from little things. Oh, and he loves me more than anything. He was raised by a woman who did everything in hopes he wouldn't end up like her man. He was raised with respect and humility, but best of all, one strong-ass woman's plan. Oh, her handprints on his heart. Oh, honey sweet and whiskey smart. Oh, he takes his joy from little things. Oh, and he loves me more than anything. Oh, and he loves me more than anything. you guys so much.
There's more to it than you think, guys. All right, so the next contestant, or finalist, or what do we call them? Finalist is Thomas Charles Kluge from Saco, Maine. Let's welcome him.
Wow, thank you so much for having me. So I had given up hope that I was going to be a finalist for this. I forgot about it, and I got a phone call, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then they said, you have to play the songs that you submitted. And I said, dang it. Okay, I love these songs. But I'm thinking like, man, I want to give out everything that I can, and so if you want to, look me up so you can see more of what I've got to offer, and can't wait for all that is to come. I've got a new album coming out. I've got hopes I cannot contain. I've got dreams of a life more precious than fame. A fire in my heart that cannot be quenched. Yes, a thirst for the best things in a life well spent. But I've got hopes that'll fill up the darkness, and I've got dreams that can light everywhere. I've got peace that can quiet the roaring of the waves along the ocean. If only you'd stay. There's a whole lot of things you can do with your life, but the most precious ones, they might come with some strife. The more you find someone that brightens your way, is the more it'll hurt if they leave you someday. But I've got hopes that'll fill up the darkness. And I've got dreams that can light everywhere. I've got peace that can quiet So people say, Tom, why do you have 2 guitars? And I say, because I tune them differently. The benefits are incredible, because nobody wants to hear me tune, and this would take 3 times as long. Do we have any other songwriters out in the crowd? People, have you even just wrote a silly song, right? Okay, guys, you wrote a song for a girl? Yeah. So, I wrote this for my amazing partner before we knew what it was even going to be. It's called Lapis Sky. They can close up the windows and lock all the doors. We'll keep on talking for an hour or more. What would they think as we're sitting around? No light left to see, still no words can be found. You've struck my heart now. Ever longing is such sweet affinity, forever learning is soul searching atmosphere. Melody evolves into serenade and symphonies abound wherever we are found. Sit hand in hand as the night turns to morn. I feel your heart through all the armor you've worn. Can't help but wonder how we got here. The moment I realized you cut through my fears as you draw me near. Ever longing is such sweet affinity, and forever learning is soul searching atmosphere. Melody evolves into serenade and symphonies abound wherever we are found. As the light fades and your face slips from my view, your heart glows and shines of a warmer hue. Then that lapis sky forming
Yes. Okay. Then without further ado, this is our last finalist. He had the shortest commute. He's from Upton, Mass. And his name is Dan Cloutier. Please help me welcome Dan.
Thank you, Handyman. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. Thanks for the volunteers. I first came to this coffee house in 1997, and I saw Ellis Paul play here. And at the time, I still like rock music, but I was really into like Radiohead, right? And my friend was a big Ellis Paul fan, and he brought me right to the space. I sat like there. There was about 20 people here. And after that show, I'm like, ooh, I think I like this more than rock music. And so this room is very precious to me. It means a lot. I'm back this is my second time as a finalist too. So this is a great honor. I'm just more excited about being a finalist than winning this thing. So my first song here is a song called The Good Kind of Failure. I'm going to put this down. Now, I work in Hopkinton. I live in Upton, which is very close, so I'm neighbors. And I work with adults with disabilities. That's my day job, and they're my favorite people in the world, and I get to do music therapy for them. Every Wednesday, I lead a songwriting class, and I get to sit down with 4 friends, and we write songs together to everyone's capability. And this song comes out of that class because one of my dear friends came to the center where I work, and she had worked really hard for about a year on a project, and she just didn't, get what she wanted in the end. So she was sad about it. And we started talking about it in the class, and she was mentioning how she got all sorts of new friends, and she learned so many new things. And then she's like, you know what? I think I'm really glad I took that class. And I was like, oh, I was so inspired by that moment that I wrote the song. I wish there was a word for the good kind of failure, 'cause we all fall down when we first learn how to walk. And holding my hand ain't always doing me a favor. I wish there was a word for the good kind of failure. And I wish it didn't hurt so much when you skin your knee. But it's all just part of being this human company. You see, some scars are bad, but others can be lifesavers. I wish there was a word for the good kind of failure. 'Cause each tough lesson learned, well, it can be your growth well earned. 'Cause even grief, it can grow your heart. And all of life's most precious things, it goes through seasons of suffering, and we all go through a little failure at the start. That's the truth. All right. So now when I'm down on the ground, I know you will pick me up. You see, falling over isn't always just bad luck. Without all these trials, how can we grow braver? I wish there was a word for the good kind of failure. Thank you so very much, so very much. All right, so this is the one that I'm nervous about, because I have to play two instruments at once, but let me tell a little story at first. Not at once, you'll see. So over the past year, I, just like Charlotte and Tom are the nicest people. We've just been backstage talking for the past 2 hours. It's such a love being part of this and also being around wonderful people. And Abby's fantastic too, obviously. We're all sitting in the green room talking. And just like Charlotte released an album on May 1st, I released an album on May 2nd, and it's called The Iceberg. That's why I'm wearing my Eskimo dude from Ilulissat, because part of the album was that I got to travel to Greenland and Newfoundland to record music and make videos, and it's kind of ridiculous that I got to do that from a big Kickstarter thing, and I'm going to be on like WBZ News on Monday. It's a thing, but which is weird, which is pretty awesome. But the great thing about this is that this contest had nothing to do with my Greenland and being an American who went to Greenland kind of thing, right? That's why I'm in the news. And it's not, when I went there last summer, I'm like, I'm going to tell all these Americans about Greenland, and it's going to be great, and they're not going to know anything about it. And no, everyone's, that's not easy. So like, every conversation I have with somebody is like, oh, so what do you think about this? I'm like, well, it's horrible. But this album it's called The Iceberg because the past couple of years I went through some really hard times. Like this next song I'm going to play is called Rocky Shore, and I wrote this about 2 months before my dad passed away from a really fast-moving cancer. He's a great guy, and the weight's off my shoulders, and I just feel his love. Yeah. So I wrote the song on this at the Schoodic Peninsula, but then when I wrote the bridge, I had to hit a minor 5, which you can't do on this instrument, so that's why the guitar's there. So at some point in time, I'm going to need some help. I'm going to keep a stomp, and I just need you to keep that clap going, and then the switch, and then we'll be done. All right. As time grinds itself away into the sea, I ponder how many ships sank last century, and all their bones in the vast blue deep. Because hard times come like the tide, no matter how slow, the waves will crash, the waves will bend, the waves will roll. The things that you love, they will be changed, and oh, we all know the score, yeah. I'll stand arm in arm with you on this rocky shore. Nice timing. We watch all the children skip from stone to stone, holding bags of sea glass they will bring home, and all the sharp edges, they're all worn. Because hard times come like the tide, no matter how slow, the waves will crash, the waves will bend, the waves will roll. The things that you love, they will be changed, and oh, we all know the score. I'll stand arm in arm with you on this rocky shore. All right, everyone, keep it going. This is where I need you. This is good. This is, the folk crowd's the best. 1, 2, 3, 4. The waves will crash, but hope it won't disappear. No, no. The waves will crash, and I'll still be standing right here. I'll still be standing right here. Because hard times come like the tide, no matter how slow, the waves will crash, the waves will bend, waves will roll. The things that you love, they will be changed, and oh, we all know the score. See, we all know the score. 'Cause hard times come like the tide, no matter how slow, the waves will crash, the waves will bend, the waves will roll. The things that you love, they will be changed, and oh, we all know the score. I'll stand arm in arm with you on this rocky shore. Thank you all so very much. Again, such an honor to be here. Thank you all the volunteers. Thank you. Am I good?